Wow,
Oh,
we are heard. Hello. Mini session time. Woo. Uh
yes,
I'll do a light recap for this since it is just a mini session.
of course.
But light recap is that the party went on a boat to go travel with Kyra and Judas to go find Cebu's little portal to the astral plane and all that. Things did not go accordingly, as they typically do. Um, you know, Thresha was throwing a tantrum. There was a whole god fight. Judas got stabbed. Soul got yoinked. Hooded figure made an appearance. Aroa also made an appearance. Bitch Fest started. Involved the party because why not? And yeah, it ended pretty much with the party splitting because Oswald decided to dip out with Aroa. So that's what we're gonna be. That's what we're picking up on this little mini session today.
Nothing good ever happens on a boat, is what we've learned.
Nothing. Yeah, nothing good ever happens on boats.
So,
So
what have we learned, class? Yeah, that's what we've learned. No wonder Oswald fucking hates boats.
Oswald's hatred for boats has been justified since the beginning.
Exactly. It's fine.
But it's fine. But yeah, that's where we're gonna pick up because Oswald, you got to experience dissolving into sand. Yay!
Hey, what an experience.
What an experience! It's actually surprisingly not as uncomfortable as you initially assumed. You actually don't really feel it, but you appear like it's kind of like your vision gets clouded over, and then you just reappear in this very grayscale like building of sorts. It seems to be almost like an office. And once your vision kind of clears and all that, Aroa simply just kind of steps away from you and everything, and it's just like, well, you certainly made a choice.
It was a choice, and of course, I might not be happy with the immediate decision, but I still cannot bring it to myself to side with that figure.
You do realize you didn't have to leave the party, right?
I am aware a lot happened, but I I can't justifiably side with them when they're knowing how much that figure has done.
And I understand that. I will say though, now they all have all the shards of Bestoa though, and you are now separated from. So that does draw a bit of conflict regarding our contract.
That is a fair point. Hmm. Of course.
Now, however, with with how things are going to be now, perhaps it is for the best. I will admit I was maybe trying to avoid training you on vessel duties, just a little bit. But now with things turning the way they are, it might be unfortunately a good thing to look into.
Especially knowing, not knowing what the others are planning on doing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can see it, but you know how that is. It's complicated.
Yes, but those three are also wild cards in of itself, so who knows what they're gonna decide on.
This is very true. So, I suppose you will be training directly under me as far as becoming a vessel from here on out. And, you know, I may send you about to do some errands, I suppose. Some little, I guess, tasks, trials. I don't know. I will talk to someone who's had a vessel. For that, for advice on that, I suppose. But yes, I will properly train you. And of course, I can't properly train you without your full cooperation.
I understand, and I know we might have gotten off on the wrong foot multiple times, but considering the course of events, I'm willing to give my full cooperation to serve you however may be.
Very well then. In that case, he just kind of shrugs as like, I have other things to look into at this immediate moment, and I can't think of anything else to discuss at this immediate moment, but I suppose if you have anything to say, might as well get it out now.
I think at this moment, what I need most is to decompress and collect my thoughts just to prepare myself for what is about to happen moving forward.
Very well. There's an extra room down the hall. Pretty much all the rooms in here are empty anyways.
Thank you. And
And with that,
Oswald,
go
yeah,
ahead. You're good.
Oswald's gonna go to a room.
Woo! He goes to a room, and you notice when you go into this room, everything is just in grayscale.
Love it.
Uh, and the air is oddly still in this entire place. The room's pretty simple, just a simple bed, got a little desk. It's nothing crazy.
We'll make do. Oh my gosh. I wish I could type my notes because now I'm like, oh, it's just me, but I gotta type.
Oh no.
So the one thing Oswald is gonna do is that is there a bed in the room?
Yeah.
Okay. He's going to sit down on the bed and he is going to clean out his bag from the debris of the hourglass that is left in there. So he's gonna turn it upside down and empty everything out and do a little bit of reorganizing and cleaning.
Yeah. So yeah, you turn your bag upside down and your many, many belongings come tumbling out. You see the alchemy kit, your book of the gods, and of course, quite a bit of white sand and some broken glass tumbles out of there.
All right. Oh, great. Thankfully, that didn't damage anything. I was worried about that. Oh, boy. Well, I guess reorganize. And reorganize he does. He's rather quick with that, but he's going to leave his book out. His book of the gods out.
All right.
And he's going to look something up. He's going to do a bit of light reading in the moment.
All right.
Because he remembers something that was brought up in regards to that cloaked figure.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to try searching for the god of creation.
All right. Go ahead and roll
History? Investigation?
Yeah, we'll say investigation.
Okay. That's what we call a lucky roll. That is investigation. 21.
All right. You look through this book and you don't find anything written about the god of creation. However, when you do read through it lightly, you definitely notice what seems to be kind of some gaps in the god's history and things like that. Some of which seem to allude to another god that is kind of being left out of the picture with just vague things like mentioning creation in loose terms, but not really assigning a proper title to it.
So it seems that Aroa was quite thorough with removing them from history, yet the mentions of them do still exist. Interesting. Hopefully I can learn more about whoever they are in the future. That might prove important, but that's for a later time. And with that, he's going to put his book away.
All right. Anything else Oz is gonna do?
Let me think. Is there anything else that I wrote down that I wanted to have him do? No. He's just going to be sitting on the bed, very frustrated from everything that happened over the past 30 minutes back on the boat.
All right.
Mad at everyone. I mean, mad at literally everyone, the gods and his group. So
Yeah. So yeah, you take some time to decompress then. You not much is happening. Again, it's eerily quiet and still. Whether that would be relaxing or restful, well, that's really up to Oswald, but it is certainly an environment he's never been in.
Finally got peace and quiet, but at what cost?
At what cost? Um, I'd say after around an hour or so, um, I would say you hear you hear a voice from the other side of the room just, so what's your explanation?
Ugh. And he's gonna slowly look up, and there's gonna be a pained expression on his face when he sees the boy.
Yep, and sure enough, you see Hermes is leaned up against the over in a corner of the room. It's like,
I
well,
I come in and shut the door.
yeah, the door's already shut. And he kind of gestures to the already
Oh,
shut door, like, yeah, no, I don't need to use doors.
yeah, that's right. But I I have no excuse for my actions. There was just so much that was going on. I was frustrated, I was angry, I didn't know what to do. Just there was so much thrown around back on the boat, Hermes.
I
I
get
didn't
it.
want to leave, but there was no good choice. I was ultimately stuck between a rock and a hard place. There was no good option.
Hmm. I did say I'd protect you.
I know you said that, but in the moment I forgot. My head was clouded. I I'm sorry. I shouldn't have left. Oh, God, but I don't, there's no going back now. I don't even know what the group's thinking. I can't just go back.
Mm, well, I did tell you to choose your own path.
But with my luck, of course, this is where it would get me. Nothing ever goes smoothly for me on this journey.
Nothing's going smoothly for anyone on this journey.
No, I I'm sorry for leaving you behind. I don't expect you to forgive me, especially since I said I would be there for you. But clearly, I've thrown that away now. Idiot.
We had a promise, and I don't think you realize how high I hold promises at. That's what hurts me. I'm not mad about your decision. I'm not mad at your stance. Those are within your right to be, you know, like I get where you're coming from on your stance. I get why you felt like you needed to leave. But at the same time, Matt, can you get the fuck off of my iPad? Oh, asshole. Anyways, I get why you just made those decisions. And I just think things lined up really fucking shittily.
Yep. Honestly, I don't know why we had to be thrown into this situation, honestly. It really isn't our place to have to deal with that, but
It's not.
I guess now it is.
I think it's a bunch of bullshit.
It is. There's no going a way around that, but at the same time, I just don't want a war to happen. I don't want more people being hurt.
But people are hurting regardless, whether there's a war or not. Trust me, I think both sides are shit. This whole like picking sides thing. It's fucking stupid. Neither of them have good intentions, that much is obvious.
I know.
So, I'm not picking a side. I'm doing my own thing.
You've always done your own thing, Hermes, so you're doing what you normally do.
This one's gonna have a little bit of spice.
Well, you're just Hermes now, so of course, who knows what you'll get up to.
Yeah.
I'm also just a bit bummed that I guess we're gonna have to put our date on hold.
Yeah, probably would be a good idea.
Yep. But
They-
you know where I stand with that cloaked figure, though, and everything they've done. You know I can't side with them.
I know. And I don't blame you. Like, yeah, they did some shit ass thing. I mean, for fuck's sake, they tried to kill my ass. Of course I don't
Yep.
like them.
But of course, again, I do understand that Aroa has also done a lot of bad, bad things.
Oh, yeah. Both of them suck.
Yep.
I feel like trying to compare them is almost impossible at this point because, I don't know, for me, they're both equally shitty.
Yep. And it's like, I'm not against. I don't think I'm against an upheaval, but I'm just worried about giving away certain gods' powers to other people, especially the ones that hold the most importance, and just one mistake could alter so much. That's what worries me, and that's I think why I panicked.
I mean, from what I heard from the others, it seemed to be what they were also implying. I don't mean to. Hmm. I think, honestly, all of you have the same. You all agree that change needs to happen, and you all want it to be done safely. It sounds to me that you all agree, you just agreed in weirdly different ways, I guess? From your own personal standings? I don't know if that makes sense, but that's how I'm seeing it.
No, that does make sense. Each of us are, I think, set in our ways of going about things, whether they're either straightforward or convoluted. That's for
Yeah,
us to decide now.
you're all fucking stubborn. All of you. Stubborn and nosy. That's what your guys' group is. Stubborn and nosy.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. Um, I I need. I- Hold on a sec. And Oswald's actually gonna dig out his alchemy set, and he's gonna set it up quick, and then he's gonna he's gonna roll up his sleeve and hold it out, hold his arm out to Hermes, and he's gonna. I Can you cut me?
Whoa!
No, stop. I just need a small amount of my blood. Trust me, it will make sense. Honestly, it might sound strange for now, but I just need you to trust me.
Can I ask why you need your own blood?
I need it for a potion.
Of.
What do you think I need my own blood all the time?
That bugged out like hell. Can you repeat that?
Oh, Discord, please. Oh god. I
Sorry.
What potions have I been making this whole time, Hermes?
Oh, you're making a scrying potion. Wait, why are you making a scrying potion for yourself?
Because I'm going to give you a scrying potion of I'm giving it to you. I don't know why you would need it, and I'm not saying you have to keep it. You can decide if you want to give it to someone. I just someone needs to keep an eye on me. And whether that's to my own detriment, I guess only time will tell.
Alright, well, put your sleeve back up. I have a much easier solution to that. And he's gonna take off his mask. And it's gonna shrink in his hand, and he's gonna toss it to you, and it has a chain attached to it now. It's like, there you go.
Uh, what? What it? But your mask? Why are you giving me your mask?
Call it a, what is it called? I guess kind of like a blessing, but not really. I can keep an eye on you through that. It's kind of, you know the hourglass thing Aroa gave you? It's like that, but, well, for me.
I. But what about? Are you fine not wearing your mask?
He's gonna just kind of wave a hand in front of his own face, and you see another exactly identical mask appear, like, Oz.
I'm still
I
not
can
used to what you can do.
Yeah, you got the original.
Well, that definitely means a lot.
I'm guessing Aroa's gonna be training you, right?
Yeah, that's right. I just wish it could have been you, but oh,
Hmm. Well, just, I guess, word of advice from the vessel. Uh, Stand your ground. And yes, that includes to Aroa too. Trust me, if you, I heard about how you talked to Misha.
oh, yeah.
Don't, you don't have to feel bad about it. He was actually impressed. Um, no, but don't be afraid to word off like that. You know Aroa can't hurt you. It's in your contract.
Hmm.
So don't be afraid to stand your ground. Okay?
I'll keep that in mind.
You better, because you're not going to make it as a vessel if you don't. Trust me.
Yep, I don't have anyone to protect me except myself from here on out.
He gave you that necklace for a reason.
I know, but I don't want to get you involved if I don't need to.
Oh,
I don't want to
please.
get you mixed up with this more so than you already are.
Oz, I will be perfectly fine. And trust me, I'm gonna probably mix myself up in a much more aggressive way on my own anyways, so
I have a feeling you're going to be a pain in my side moving forward. But when aren't you?
I was about to say.
Honestly, you'll probably be a pain in my side and the group's side.
Specifically trying to be a pain in Aroa's side, I guess. Call me petty. And the hooded figure, this will fuck both of them over.
I was gonna say, if it's just Aroa, boy, are we gonna have some choice words for you.
No, no. No, let's just say what I want to do is rated E for everyone.
Honestly, I'm sort of looking forward to what you have planned in a strange way.
You say that now.
Yep.
Our
I
promise null and void right now, so
yeah.
I don't I don't think you'll be thinking that once I get started.
Yeah. I'm I'm uh I'm gonna miss you, Hermes. Traveling with you every day.
For once, I'll miss you too. Fuck you, by the way, for making that happen. Like, I've
I
never I've never cared about losing people before, and now I do. So fuck you, first of all, for
look,
that.
I guess you rubbed off on me a bit too much. A
If
bit
you're
too
blaming
much,
this,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Are you trying to say this decision was me rubbing off on you?
No, no, I'm just messing with you. It's my choice and my choice alone.
Good.
I mean, you did say to choose my own path,
I
so
did. And like I said, I'm not mad at you for the path you chose. I'm just a little upset that I can't follow it.
I, I know. I just I won't call on you too much, but I hope in the future we can at least talk sometime in the future.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days I can take you on that date.
I was the one, excuse me, I'm the one who asked you. I'd be taking you on the date, first of all. Mr.
Well,
I don't read Mr. I don't read leisurely books.
well, I'm the one who also ran away, so I think it's up to me to make it up to you by taking you on the date.
Fair enough.
Well, I think Aroa's going to want to be speaking with me soon, so I think for now this is where we will part ways.
Yeah, for now.
For now.
And Hermes is actually going to go up to Oswald and actually give him a hug for once.
Of course, Oswald is going to hesitate for a bit because he feels bad, but he'll eventually give him a hug in return.
I fucking mean it, by the way. If you don't stand up to that asshole, like, you're not.
I
You
won't
won't.
make it. I know. I'll. I made my choices, and I think I know what I want to do. I might not be on eye to eye with everyone, but I'll stand my ground and see where it goes.
Good. He's gonna pull away. I'll see you later.
I'll see you later, Hermes.
He's gonna dissolve into some shadows. And as he does so, you actually hear a knock on the door, like right after he dissolves.
Come in.
And Aurora's gonna step in, like, you two talk a lot.
Parting conversation of sorts, as you would say.
Well, yeah. He's in my domain, so of course I heard all of it. Which, fair enough. A little
I
worried what he's insinuating, but that's not my problem right now.
Well, things are going to be messy moving forward, but I'll do my best to try and make it as uncomplicated as possible.
Mm, you will certainly try. We'll see how that goes.
We shall see.
Alright. As far as training you to be a vessel goes, we can start that pretty much whenever. So, if you
I'm
need more
ready. No,
decompress,
I think I think I'm good.
Very well then. Follow me.
Follow he does.
Yeah. And he brings you over to he brings you outside of this building. You notice that the area he brings you out to is also completely grayscale and completely still. You see people outside actually, all frozen mid-action in various states. And he walks over to this very large temple in the center. You recognize a statue of him, although it is desecrated, oddly enough. And he's gonna step inside. Vessel training, from what I understand, it's not just strenuous on you, on the vessel, but strenuous on the god as well. Obviously, you have access to a little bit of your current ability, and that does need some reining in. But I might be able to assist you on harnessing another ability in the meantime. One that might be able to help with training well, the rather sloppier one.
Well, I would like that so I don't keep tearing my soul apart.
Yeah, that would probably be for the best for you.
Hmm.
He's gonna. He uses one of his claws to cut the palm of his hand. And he's gonna hold it out over to you. All right. It's like, give me your hand.
And he will hold out his hand.
And he's going to use the claw to cut Oswald's hand. And he's gonna have both of their blood drip onto an altar of sorts. Make a wisdom save.
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
Oh, that one's okay. Let's not go off the desk. Thank you. That is a 14 plus 7, 21.
Damn. All right.
Yeah.
Goddamn. So yeah. You feel this rushing pain in the back of your head that slowly just starts to spread. Everything seems so overwhelming. Everything, noise. You see a lot of things. You're experiencing a lot all at once. But just as quickly as it rushes and takes over, it dulls down.
Oh, okay. That was a lot. I
Yeah,
guess
you
that's
do.
to be expected.
Yeah, you do notice Aroa is also he looks a little shaky, as well as just like, oh Christ.
So it
All right.
also took a lot out of you.
As I said, it will be strenuous on both of us.
Hmm.
Well, with that, you are officially a vessel, like proper vessel. That won't fix the current issue with your soul, but it will provide you another ability if done correctly. You should be able to temporarily stop a bit of time at will. Not alter it or anything like that, simply pause. I believe for maybe a minute. And of course, you will need to train on that so you don't, you know, fuck up an entire timeline.
That would be best.
From what from what I understand, a lot of it is meditation based, as frustratingly boring as that is. Makes sense though.
I've done quite a bit of that in my time across this journey, so that should not be much of a trouble for me.
That's good. Then suppose we should or you should start meditating. I'm going to have to go speak to someone who knows a bit more on this topic.
All right, I shall do that.
All right.
And yeah, Oswald is gonna. Are they still in front of the statue?
Yeah, they're still in front of the statue.
Okay. Yeah, he's just gonna sit down and he's gonna meditate in front of said statue.
All right. Yeah. Meditation, go burr. And as you are meditating in front of that statue, you do catch some glimpses, supposedly. You know, the statue itself, as you are meditating, you notice things around you seem to still a bit less. Some color starts to come back into the world around you, and you can hear a bit more noise and things like that. You can hear people just chatting, bustling about their everyday life. And you see the statue in a time where it was fully intact.
This is interesting. Is this? This must be something to do with this power. If I
And
revert.
you do hear someone come up nearby to you. A looks like a young woman. She steps by. Is like, "Oh, are you okay?"
Oh, yes, sorry, I just seem to be lost in my thoughts, is all. I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, of course. You just seemed very troubled. I don't think I've seen you around here before.
Um, I'm a traveler of sorts. I just arrived recently.
I see. Well, yeah, she's looking up at the Aroa statue, and you see a fond smile kind of cross her face, like just admiring the temple, huh?
Yes, I am. It's a very nice temple.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and it's like Aroa is like he's quite kind. You could probably go in there and pray to him. He'd likely answer.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm just. Sometimes I know people are very specific about who can go into temples like these, so I didn't want
Oh,
to intrude.
oh no, I totally get that. Aroa's very open to everyone, quite honestly.
Hmm. Well, uh, thank you. I think I will go and pray.
And she nods and heads off.
Hmm. And he's gonna glance at the statue. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's gonna slowly make his way in.
All right. So yeah, you step into the temple, and you see quite a few people that are in there. You see people praying. You see people talking. You see some people leaving offerings. At the center altar. It looked like this place used to be quite popular.
Hmm. Can I roll insight to see if I notice anything like specific left among the offerings?
Yeah, there'd be investigation, but yeah.
Oh, investigate. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Investigation. That
Investigate.
roll. That is a 16.
All right. So you're looking among the offerings. Most of them seem to be things like food. Food, beverages. Um, you do see a child set down what looks to be a kind of beloved toy on the altar, but as she's walking away, you see a small wisp of white sand rise from the altar and whisk it back into the kid's hands.
Hmm. Yeah, so Oswald is gonna make his way into the temple. He's gonna find a spot to like not pray, but like sort of like a mixture between praying but also mainly meditating, but looking like he's not trying to stand out.
Yeah. Okay. Um, it's not hard to find a space to do so. And you do manage to find a little area to do that in, and no one gives you any weird looks or anything. It seems like that's a pretty normal thing to do here, actually.
Mhm.
Yeah, get settled down. You meditate. Is there anything you're specifically focusing on, or you just doing it?
Um, yeah, I think I'm just doing it.
Real. All right. So yeah, you are meditating, and as you are meditating, after a while, everything seems to kind of slowly tune out until you realize everything's just stopped altogether around you. The grayscale is back. Everything is stopped in time once again.
Just like that, everything's back to normal, I guess.
And you see things start to move forward. It's very quick, but you see people start to move in a quick succession. You see a lot of events play out very fast. You see, for a moment, flickers of flames in the town. You see something else off in the horizon, something massive with many, many, many arms. But it's gone just as quickly as it came. But eventually, you get back to everything looking empty and barren. Back to the statue looking desecrated. And Aroa steps in and is just like, okay, turns out that power has a bit more of a kick to it than I thought.
It seems so. Hmm.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling fine, actually. I don't really feel any unintended side effects or pains from anything that just happened.
That's good. That's a really good sign, actually. Thank God.
Um, if you don't mind me asking, I take it that what happened to this place, or at least a version of this place, was due to Chiron.
No, actually. It was before Chiron.
Oh,
It's long scrubbed from any history. I made sure of it.
I see. I just hope that something like this doesn't occur again.
Yeah, Rose actually gonna sit down next to you. Like, he definitely has some space between the two of you, but he sits
Mhm.
down. He's like, this place was my home for a very, very long time. It still is my home, but as you can see, it's not exactly lively.
Seen some better days.
Very much so, yes. But it's all I could recover. That's why it's in this state. If I take it out of this state, it'll crumble, fall apart.
I understand. I wish I could have a moment frozen in time for myself, honestly. But time waits for no one, sadly.
Very true. Things like this happening. What happened to this town, I could undo it if I so chose to. But I can't. Do you know why that is?
Is it because if you altered one event, it could cause a whole other string of events to unravel differently?
That's correct. Tell me, is there anything familiar about this location? Anything at all? You can roll a history check if you would like.
History. That is a. What is that? That is an 11 plus 17.
All right. So, as you're looking around, as far as buildings and structures go, no, none of this is familiar. However, as far as like rough landscape, it seems very similar to Eberron Harbor.
Oh,
If I brought this back, Eberron wouldn't exist.
which means myself and so many others would either not exist or exist in something else differently entirely.
Exactly. There are many examples of that. There was a time, and he's actually going to hold out the pocket watch. He's going to, like, dangle it from his fingers. This. A godly artifact I used to entrust to my priests. I don't have priests anymore. Needless to say. Because one of them took advantage of it. Used it to change something in his life. One thing led to another. He stole from me. It got passed down to others who used it. And it fell in the wrong hands eventually. Things happened that never should have.
And that's why I can't stand for the upheaval. For this reason specifically, I am aware of how important time is, and if something like that happened again, but someone was fully able to continue messing with time,
I can show you exactly a glimpse of what that looks like.
could you?
Yeah, he's gonna wave his hand, and the area around you guys changes, and you see what looks to be what a modern day harbor, Eberron Harbor looks like. But in the distance, you see something on the sea. Something massive. Looks like a ship, but with a large red blade on the front of it. That thing right there. It looks small and insignificant from here. Would you believe me if I told you there's a god in there?
There is?
One that you know.
Chiron?
Correct? But trust me, he is nowhere near the same as he once was. His imprisonment from me was harsh, but for good reason. That, he's gonna point towards the ships. That is the reason. That killed many, many, many lives. Tortured countless. And the reason why that kept going was because one mortal got their hands on the ability of time. Not even the full ability. Just an inkling of it. There are other timelines much worse than this one. Ones that where Eberron ceases to exist, where Eberron is nothing but a pile of ash. And the area, your surroundings, revert back to that grayscale area. I understand how my perspective on things and how things I handle come off as unjust. I'm not going to lie. and say that they're always fair. But life isn't fair.
I understand.
An upheaval, in theory, perhaps wouldn't be the worst thing. But for some things, like time, I think that is one of the things that should not change hands. Not
And
from any selfish reasons like some may believe. Trust me, I have looked at that ritual so many times.
I
But
agree. I don't think that even if an upheaval happened, I don't think that you should be revoked from your power because you know the nuances and the intricacies and just how important and delicate time itself is that I don't think anyone else would be able to comprehend or even be trained enough to do.
I agree. As unfortunate as it is, the same could be said for creation. He cannot, that cannot fall into the wrong hands either.
Of course.
I intend to take on creation's abilities.
But would that be too much to handle, though?
I'm not sure, quite honestly. It's never happened.
Of course, because they're one of the originals.
Mm-hmm. There's not a timeline where it's happened. Not that I can see. There's timelines of me getting stripped of my power, believe it or not. Faint, but they exist.
Mhm.
I can't see too much of them. Probably because I was stripped of my power.
That does make sense.
Cebu shouldn't get stripped of his power either. He's a very responsible god. He's honestly the one most deserving of his abilities.
The problem is, if an upheaval happened and certain gods weren't stripped of their powers, there would be others who would most likely try to start a riot, thinking it's unfair or unjust, but they don't understand just how important certain abilities are.
Hmm. I agree, and each god that has become a god, whether manifested from the will of mortals, like Chiron, or manifested over the world being built itself, ones like Eldorus or Thrasha or Zarl, each one has their purpose for a reason, and upheavals are a strenuous, strenuous task. In fact, that's likely why the Chaos Gods, and I say gods plural, because I'm not about to list every single one that's existed, but that's why they have their system, why I allow it.
Hmm.
Well, gods of chaos and madness, it's only a matter of time until they become subjected to their own abilities. Which is why they have the system they have now.
And that is why certain gods don't have a system in place.
Exactly. Everything that is in place as far as the gods is for a reason. It's not fair. It's not just. And trust me, if I could take Chiron off away from his godhood, like he wants so badly, if I could do that with complete ease, knowing that his abilities would be in the right hands, I'd do it in a heartbeat. I don't wish godhood on those, even when they think they can handle it. It's a lot. Chiron has one of those abilities that should not interchange hands. Not to mention, he's now a god of multiple instead of just of war.
Mm-hmm.
It would be much, much, much harder to transfer that over to someone. A mortal could not handle it as easy as just one. There's a lot of complications. I understand their thinking. I understand why they want to do what they want to do. But I also understand why it can't happen. Because I've seen so many gruesome outcomes. And surprisingly enough, so far, this is the smoothest sailing outcome I've had. Ever.
Well, now I am able to see much more clearly why things are the way they are, and I think I'm even more set in my way in ensuring to help you keep things going as smoothly as they can.
Good. He's gotta stand up late. Well, as far as training for today, I mean, you can meditate and train on your own as much as you would like. I do have a few things to handle.
I think that would be for the best, allows me to settle in, to get prepared for what is to come.
Yeah. Especially since I have learned that some of the training is combat. Well, against your own god.
Ah, well, that's going to be interesting.
It's like, yes, I surprisingly may reach out to you, Hermes, since he has extensive experience in that field.
That's going to be something.
Oh, yes. Yes, it will.
And whether he agrees or not, well, that could be anyone's guess.
He very obviously cares about you and your safety. I think he'll agree.
I hope so.
No. I'll leave you be. Try not to reverse time too many times here. It may be maybe a little bit of a pocket where it won't affect things too much, but I'd rather not take chances.
If I notice anything happening, I will at least try to move to meditating then back in my room.
All right. He's gonna head out.
Okay. Lots of good information to know. I just wish I could give this information to the others, but who knows what they're being told from their side. I just hope that one day we can see eye to eye. And
Right.
with that, yeah, he's actually not going to meditate here. He's going to go back to his room because he doesn't want to risk anything.
Fair. All right. Is there anything else you want Oswald to do?
Is there anything else that I want him to do? That's a great question. Because he did that. He talked to her, Mimi. Yeah, there might be one thing.
Okay.
Once he's back in his room, he's
Mhm.
going to specifically go back through the Book of the Gods. He's
All
going to
right.
be a bit more specific in his search for looking through to see if he can like at least piece together more details from like the bits of remaining evidence from the the pieces that are in reference to the god of creation.
Gotcha. Yeah, you go ahead and roll investigation.
That's a... What is that? That is investigation plus that. Oswald's a lucky number.
19! All right. So you're looking through the book once again, trying to piece together the roughly the god of creation and their role, so to speak. It is pretty hard to do so. But from what you can gather, it seems like the god of creation for the most, like from what you can gather just from the very loose bits, a lot of which are primarily in Aroa's, is that he mostly worked side by side, perhaps with Aroa. They used to work like together very closely. For other than that, though, you can't really piece together too much about them from just what's kind of vaguely left in the book.
Fair. Actually, I should check something in my... I don't have anything that would help in my inventory. No. Yep. So, yeah, after he gets that information, he is going to shut the book, put it away, and he will continue his practice of meditation.
Word. All right. And with that will conclude the little filler session, the little mini session. So, yeet. Get information.
Information has been acquired.
Yes. Whack.
It's fine.
Yes. It's fine. Got a session tomorrow, so
So prepare for the shit that's gonna go down.
yes. And I will be DMing a question to the group as a whole, actually.
Oh boy, we love a question.
Yeah, question.
All right, class, write down your answer. See how that impacts things.
Would
Yeah.
y'all like to be muted? Would y'all
Yes,
like...
please.
Y'all done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Alright. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Ooh.
Woo.